Welcome back. The Long March is part of modern Chinese folklore. It's when Mao Zedong and Zhou Enlai and other communist leaders escaped total defeat at the hands of Chinese nationalists. But can the simple act of walking transform these kids from a ragtag bunch of disobedient brats into model citizens of the new China?
Back at the training camp, a reluctant new recruit has just arrived by train with his father. Dreaming of becoming a pop singer, the boy is determined to leave school to learn guitar.
为什么没意思啊？你成绩那么好。
我想干我想干的事情，不想。
梦想都是要付出代价的。
His disappointed father gives him the ultimatum.
可能一个想法。
It's either back to school or join the march.
辨明是非方面，成功的明星们呢，都是付出代价的，而不是说你富于表面。
他们付出代价，但是我
富于这种比较虚伪的啊，头发像了，穿的衣服像了，这就是明星了。
我愿意。你不需要。
行啊，你确实应该接受锻炼了。
对。
刚才你说学习为了老师，你为什么有这样的想法呢？
我们在老师
学习的知识是你自己的。
对啊，是我自己的，但是我在老师眼里面，我就不是个人，我只是他分数表上的一个数字而已。
Like this father, many parents have sent their children here as a last resort, hoping that the training will prepare them for life, if not bring them back to school. Li Zhanyu, the prince, has been told off by Supervisor Guan that morning.
I was asked to make bed for everyone, again and again, and no breakfast. It drove me mad.
When we got up this morning, he said, "Go ahead, everyone. I'll clean up here." I checked afterwards, and it was a mess. I asked him to do it a second time. It was again a mess. I made him do it 10 times until it was okay, and he started crying. Whatever you do, even a very simple thing, you've got to do it properly. Only then can you manage other things.
Lunchtime. Letters from home arrive. This is the moment that the children have been waiting for. As words of encouragement from their parents bring tears and joy, many have begun to reflect on their behavior.
I used to throw out new clothes Mum bought me because they were the wrong label. I'd throw down my chopsticks if the food wasn't exactly what I liked. Here, I'm part of a team. The supervisor is not going to treat you differently because of your surname. If others get 1 candy, I won't get 10.
During a break, the children are taught a new song about motherly love to help them reconnect with their families. The song strikes a deep chord with Ling Zhenyi. In a story familiar all over China, she boarded at her teacher's house for 3 years, while her divorced mother was swept along by China's economic boom.
On New Year's Eve, I felt really homesick. I cried and cried. In the end, my teacher had to contact my mum. When Mum came, I cried even more and wouldn't let her go. Then Mum said, "Good girl, I need to make more money before I can take you home."
At the camp, after an escape attempt, Ling Zhenyi has finally found a friend.
The supervisor found out and she started talking to me. I never had the same kind of communication with my parents. I cried for the first time since I got here. When I spilled everything I'd bottled up for so long, I felt so much better.
But there are deeper wounds within these children which can't be cured easily. A sense of failure in the school race, and often the feeling of being abandoned by their own teachers.
He said, "You can sleep in class as much as you like. Or go out to play when you wake, as long as you don't disturb the others."
I failed my maths exam. He said in front of everyone, "What's your head for? Is it for eating pig food?"
What do I hate the most? I hate the beatings from my parents. I hate the kids bullying me at school. I hate the teachers nagging and the constant sarcastic comments. I also hate the endless amounts of homework.
At home, some anxious parents are following the progress of the march on the school's website. But many worry that once the march is over, these children still have to face an extremely demanding school timetable.
They get to school by 6:30 and come home for lunch at 11:30. Then back to school from 1 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. with just the 1 hour dinner break.
Zhu Zhongfang's family owns a supermarket chain. Her only son dropped out of school because he could no longer cope.
With this one-child generation, the only thing for them to do is study, study. If he studies well, he's God, he's the emperor. The whole family move around him.
Once an anxious father himself, Headmaster Xu has plenty of empathy with the parents. But as a self-made educator, he thinks that the parents are also part of their children's problem.
All their hope and drive come from the only child. That's not going to work. The parents' generation was never able to fulfill their dreams. Now they are forcing it upon the children.
In a nearby village, He Xiaomei, a farmer and motorbike taxi driver, is desperately worried whether the long march will wean her son off his computer game addiction. Like many other parents, she can do little to stop the growing attraction of illegal internet cafes across the country, as more and more distressed schoolchildren seek escape in the thrills of cyberspace.
We took him to see a doctor to see if there's anything wrong with his head. We were told that he had minor depression. The hospital charged $25 a day. So frightfully expensive. We couldn't afford it. And the treatment didn't work anyway.
When they heard about the Xu Xiangyang school, they saw it as their last hope.
We've borrowed money from relatives and got a loan to send him there.
It's worth it for our son.
But Mr. Xu does not pretend that his school is the real answer to a much wider social problem.
Whichever way you see my school, a hospital for the sick kids, or a supplementary institute, in the ideal world, it shouldn't exist. But as long as the education system remains unchanged, and teachers unchanged, my business will keep growing.
Having pioneered a new path for China's problem children, Mr. Xu is, however, pessimistic about their long-term future.
In schools today, one class has 50 to 60 kids. Only the first 15 have any real chance. Anyone who comes after 25 is a victim.
On the road, the children's long march goes on night and day.
I'm very sleepy. I can't feel my legs anymore. And I've got blisters on my feet.
When I was at home, I never cared about my mum's feelings. Now I'm away from home. I feel lost. I realize how selfish I am after coming here. And I feel guilty towards my mum. I want to show her with action that I'm great.
The Long March carries with it moments of consternation and confusion, but also reflection and revelation. When they are tired, good humour keeps them going.
My mum tricked me. On my way here, I thought this must be a very posh school. We'll be riding in Cadillacs. We'll eat beefsteaks every day. When I got here, I saw the military trucks. It was all too late.
6 weeks later, the children finally reached their headquarters. They walked a total of 800 kilometers and crossed 10 cities during their long march.
Whether it's a newfound sense of social responsibility or simple exhaustion, the marching school seems to have had some impact on the children we followed. That's it for now, but I hope you'll join me next time for another edition of Witness.